All right, we told you earlier this week that right now is National Invasive Species Awareness Week. And locally, one of the most prevalent invasive species in the QCA is emerald ash borers. They can kill ash trees in 1 to 3 years, and it's a problem all over Illinois and Iowa. But one Iowa man is turning those killed trees into art. Check it out. Gary Keenan uses chainsaws to turn the leftover ash tree stumps into carvings. He's been commissioned by several Iowa cities, including Winterset, Iowa Falls, Dallas Center, and more, to take care of stumps in public parks. And it's also led to a few private commissions across the state. We're so excited to have Gary Keenan joining us right now here on The Current. Gary, thank you so much for being here with us today. I love your carvings, and I'd love to know how you got started doing carvings in the first place.
Well, thank you, Shelby. All my adult life, I had an appreciation for art, but especially sculpture. And I'd often see sculptures and say to myself, what's the big deal? I think that'd be easy to do. And 26 years ago, a friend of mine saw it at the Iowa State Fair. I'd heard of chainsaw carving before, but never seen it done. And they were explaining it to me, said it was really cool. And I said, I think I could do that. They essentially laughed at me and said, well, we have some logs over at our place. Why don't you come over and carve something? I did. It was slow and it was crude, but we ended up with a carving. I was intrigued with the process and started playing around with it on weekends. It just kind of took off from there.
Wow. And when did that idea turn into changing these ash tree stumps into art?
Well, as I was doing it part-time for about 3 years, I was getting some requests to carve trees. But that was, 20 some years ago. The ash trees were not dying left and right at that time. And as you said, roughly 10 years ago, the emerald ash borer became very prevalent, and I was getting more and more calls for ash trees.
So what's the reaction been like in the cities that you've done these specific ash stump work in?
Very positive. It's been fun. As you mentioned, Iowa Falls, they originally had me do 20 trees with money raised through the Scenic City Foundation. And then I did another 18 commissions from that. And similar things with Dallas Center, Winterset, Adel. Next month, I'll be doing another one along the trail at Dallas Center.
What do people say? What do homeowners say? Have you heard any reaction from someone?
Oh, sure. They're just, some people are shocked that, you can turn a dead tree into a sculpture. Um, it's easy for me. I can visualize it in my head. And it turns out that's an ability not that many people are born with, to visualize the subject in your head and translate it into a reductive sculpture done with wood, stone, or ice.
Well, we're looking at some photos right now, and you have everything from Looney Tunes characters to gnomes and fairy huts and eagles. Where do you pull inspiration from? Does it vary based on the stump?
Sure. Yeah, the size of the stump can determine what subject works well. I get a lot of inspiration from the internet. When I first started carving, the internet was not prevalent, and I'd peruse libraries for pictures and ideas. But the internet is a great resource. I hang with many carvers in the Midwest, and we share ideas and tricks of the trade.
Well, in some ways, I'm so curious to know, do you almost feel connected to these invasive insects, these emerald ash borers? It's almost like you guys have gone on this journey together.
Yeah, it's a little odd that the emerald ash borer is winning in a broad sense. But at least if they kill the tree and I carve it, something is left behind. It just doesn't become mulch at the landfill. That a piece of art, it remains from the standing tree, and it's somewhat of a memoriam to the tree.
So before I let you go, Gary, what is your advice when it comes to finding the beauty in places you might not expect it?
Oh wow, that's a broad question. Beauty's all around us, and I appreciate that. Sometimes you have to look for it, but it's there, and I think that's one of the things worth living for.
Well said. Gary, thank you so much for your time today. I love your carvings. I love your story. I really appreciate you joining us.
Thank you, Shelby. It's a pleasure.
And if you guys at home want to share this story or check out more of Gary's carvings, you can head over to WQAD.com and the As Seen on TV tab.